to the Lee Michael Show with Carol and the cast of characters. Thank you for joining us this morning and this afternoon, depending on where you are. It's another beautiful day in Southern California. Hey, what's up, Carol? How you doing today? See, you can't eat before you go on the air.
I'm fine.
She has her breakfast while on the air. What is that? What are you doing over there? What are you eating? That paste again?
Oatmeal.
Ugh, that's one of the most disgusting things you can eat. It's nasty.
Yeah, but it keeps your cholesterol down.
That's what they say.
It
Another
does.
report will come out next week saying that, well, maybe not. Do you notice those kind of reports? They say, eggs is bad for you. Now eggs are good.
No, the yolk isn't.
Well, I'm just saying.
Can you believe what he said to that woman that was
Who?
The soldier? What Trump said to the
Oh, okay.
to the daughter, to the wife.
Yeah.
He basically was telling. Did he say that to the white soldiers? Though mothers. I'm just curious.
Oh, that's what he signed up for. That comment. Is
Yeah.
that what you know?
That's
Okay.
horrible.
Yeah, he's a moron. Tillerson was correct. He's a moron.
Is Tillerson a Republican?
They all are.
Yeah, they don't like him.
No.
Didn't you hear what he said to McCain? You
Yeah.
don't mess with him. He gets everybody.
Yeah. He said, I'll hit you back.
Get this man out of office.
Yeah.
Is Chris on?
Yep. Chris.
I
is
want to
here.
hear what happened.
To what?
I seen him on Facebook this morning
Oh,
on something.
what happened, Chris? Oh, wait a minute. Now we can hear you.
Boom shakalaka.
Yeah.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Lee. Good morning, Carol.
Good
What'd you
morning.
say now about? Yeah, good morning, Carol. What'd you say?
Something you were going to explain to somebody.
Oh, yeah. I'm glad. Well, I was going to do it during the show, but I can do it now if you like.
I don't care. I was just
I'm
curious what happened.
Oh. Yeah, well, here you go. Off the show. Hey, how's it going, Lee Michael Show? I don't care. That's great. No, seriously. Now, I was usually I do not. If people know me, I don't get into online discussions with people because what usually, as you know, what happens is like when you put something out, it doesn't come off well, or you hear what you want to hear in your own mind, don't really hear the person's voice. So there was a story that was on TMZ about an actor who used to be, he was in the movie called Lean On Me, came back out in the day, starring Morgan Freeman as Principal Joe Clark.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the young man that was in the movie, let's go back to the movie and then we fast forward to 2017. In the movie, he plays a teenager named Sams who was on drugs at 14 years old. And the character, Mr. Clark, about to kick him out of the school. So he talks to Sams and he tells him he shouldn't be on drugs. And we fast forward to 2017 and the actor himself got busted for having 5.7 ounces of marijuana on him. 5.7 pounds of marijuana on him when he was in the car. And so I typed in, first going back to the movie. So there's a scene where Morgan Freeman's talking to the actor. And he's saying to him, "You smoke crack, don't you? You smoke crack, don't you? Look at me, boy. Don't you smoke crack?" And he was trying to, shock it out of him.
Right.
So I typed, "You smoke weed, don't you? You smoke weed, don't you? Look at me, boy. Don't you smoke weed?" So that was my comment about the story. So someone typed in and told me I was very insensitive, that I should be praying for him, and that all jokes aside, how dare you say things like that?
Pray for who?
And pray for the actor,
Oh,
So,
okay.
don't get me wrong. I understand it. I get it. But let's not get it twisted. I know that I don't know him from Adams off Ox, and I don't really want to know the guy. But you have to be very careful making statements like that because last I checked, everybody can say what they want to say. I mean, look, I said that, and look what 45's doing. So it depends on what kind of ear that you have.
Come on, Chris. You know better than that. You know you can't get away with that kind of stuff.
What did he do wrong?
Yeah, what I do wrong?
You
I
opening
didn't
your
see
mouth.
anything he
You
did
can't
wrong.
do that. Come on. Well, who do you think you are?
Oh, I don't know. I guess a human being. I thought I was, and I had rights, but I don't have no rights.
None. Zero. Forget
Who
about
said
it.
she?
You done lost the rest of your mind.
Yeah, you're right about that. I done that about.
Listen,
17
Colin
years
couldn't
ago.
get away with it. So what makes you think you can say something crazy like that and get away with it?
I just,
Come on.
I'm sorry, silly me. I'm sorry.
Bump
but
your
I
damn
just thought-
head.
Exactly. No. Yeah. I'm sorry. I had no idea.
Come on.
I should not say
Come on.
say things. What's the matter? You crazy? What's the matter? You might.
Your last name is not Trump.
No, it's not.
I'm making light of it, but come on. It's crazy.
No, it is, and usually I do not address these things, but I have to address this because of the following: when I'm called insensitive and tasteless and things like that, I'm like, dude, I don't know you, you don't know me, and what I said was in comical taste.
Yeah.
Now you may not like it, does not make me a heathen,
And he doesn't have a
back,
sense
but-
of humor.
right? No, none whatsoever.
Yeah.
And once again, people like that also have to understand nobody's perfect.
Right.
So I'm sure, I don't even know him, but I'm sure he's made light of people over the years.
Of
we
course.
all do because of just being human beings.
That's
but I
right.
hate it. I don't know his background, but just the fact that you're sitting there wherever you are, and all of a sudden somebody's tasteless, and you should pray for that person. I'm not doubting the fact that the actor in the movie who got busted for weed does not need prayer. Hell, we all need prayer. But when you get to that point where saying you shouldn't say that, and you should, get on your knees and pray for that person, how dare you? See, we get on that type of soapbox, then I have to address it. So that type of thing just
maybe
it's stupid to me.
And I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt here. Maybe he didn't know the reference to the movie, and he thought maybe you. I don't know. I'm not even gonna try to justify.
Well, I
any
think
of
Chris
his
was
bullshit.
just giving his opinion and saying what he felt.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean,
exactly.
unfriend
that
me.
was
What,
straight
does
from the
he
movie.
think black actors don't smoke weed? I mean, he did have quite a bit.
But that was in the
he's about
movie, right?
close-
No,
No,
they
it
just busted him.
No,
Yeah, they busted him. Like in the movie, he played a young man who was on crack.
right. Okay.
And then we fast forward to him in real life. He got busted, got pulled over, and he had 6 pounds of weed
My man,
in his car. Yeah.
he's gonna have a party.
Oh yes.
Shit.
Yeah, he was about to get happy.
What state was this in?
In North Carolina.
North Kakalaki. Well, they still doing moonshine down in Carolina.
Oh, I bet you those cops had a field day with some of those pounds.
He
might
have
smoking it.
He probably had 10 pounds, but they took 5.
Yeah, 'cause
right.
remember that time they got cops when they did bust somewhere and
Hell yeah.
there were cameras in there and the cops were all high.
Yep. Hey, I had roommates. I had 2 roommates back in the day were cops. And every Thursday night, they go out and bust the liquor house and the drug man, take all his weed. They say, don't do that shit no more. We're going to come back next Thursday and see
Make
if
it
you
some more.
and we'd have a party. Go out and bust a couple people. We have all the alcohol, all the weed that you want for your party.
Actually, the guy, whoever told the story originally, kind of said something funny. They told him he needs to go back and talk to Morgan Freeman.
Yeah.
So I don't know why the person would be upset if he read what the caption was on that.
So-
Besides what you said.
So this person that made the comment towards you, you don't even know the person?
No, I don't. Just somebody on Facebook.
Yeah.
I don't even know him in real life, but I just like when people take that stance. And the actor's name is Jermaine Hopkins. For people that followed him, he was in Juice and How to Be a Player and some other movies and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Everybody falls upon hard times.
Yeah.
That's how I approach it. That's how I deal with it. But I just have conversations over the years with people who I've done that, and all of a sudden I'm condemned to hell. And I'm like, dude, for one thing, you don't have that power.
Well, you need to get a T-shirt that says "Bite Me" on it. Just-
You know what? You can't wear shirts like that nowadays because people won't take you up on that.
especially those fools on bath salt, right?
Is that right?
They eat you alive.
Yeah, I'm here, right.
Now, what is that shit, man? What is that made of?
I don't
wanna
know, man, but that's straight cannibalism.
I'm
Yeah.
saying.
You talking about
Go
dark meat,
buck
white meat.
wow. Just start biting your face, and that happened down in Florida when I was living down there. It was a guy. He was a homeless guy.
Uh-huh.
Did he
And-
eat someone?
Yeah, he ate the guy's face.
Oh, that was on the news.
Yeah, he just went buck wow. I went, wow, man, feed this guy.
Man, he missed a few meals.
Ham sandwich or something. But that was
not
terrible.
Hamburger. Put
Yeah,
cheese
really.
in that. Put cheese and everything on that, and a fried egg.
That's right. Hey, Alpha, what's up? I hear you back there laughing.
I hear you all talking. First of all, Chris,
Yes.
someone hiding behind a keyboard trying to shame you for making a movie reference that they didn't get. It's obviously they didn't get it.
Yeah.
Correct.
But for the you smoke crack actor on the roof of what is it? Stand by me?
Yeah, lean on me.
Lean on me.
Okay. Be by me. Get by. Whatever it was.
All right.
You be the dog,
First
I'll
of
be the
all-
tree. You can come around
first of
and
all,
pee
how-
on me.
How many breaks or opportunity does one have to
Frank
have
Zappa.
before you bring about a level of empathy for their misdeeds? You all talk about, he needs to be prayed for. No, he needs to be taken out and his ass kicked. He needs to be taken out and given what he deserves, and that's exactly what he deserved. Now he's got, 6 pounds of weed, and they caught him, and he caught a case. Well, he's caught more than a case now. The people with the, you should pray for him, are the biggest sinners, and you can talk one way. The hypocrites today, we are all hypocrites when it comes to different things. But when you have someone hiding behind a keyboard who wants to, as you call it, damn you to hell, little does he know, how did they say about Trump? You don't even have to wait in line, Mr. Bass. Right this way. Step right this way.
Yeah, really.
Well, and I thank you for that. And your assessment is spot on. It's just that, like I said before, you get tired of certain things, and usually, like I said before, I'll brush it off and move it on. But the reason why I had to address this is because when I did at one point, not a lot, but every now and again, when you try to understand somebody else's different lens or different point of view, it's you can do it without being personal. You can do it without trying to go there. Now, the only reason why I swing, because I swing back after you swung first, because I got to protect me. No,
You know
I
what
got,
they-
you know
You know
how
what
that
they
goes.
call that? You know what they call that? Knock the fuck out. You let
Oh
him
yeah,
swing.
absolutely. Oh yeah, it's like
You let him-
2 hits gonna happen. I hit your jaw, you hit the floor. It's two,
Right,
so
right.
it's 2 hits, right? I got
And
it.
when you wake up, you'll be talking about, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt.
Why is my
Exactly,
jaw
exactly.
hurting?
Oh, jeez.
Man, I'm small. My face is swollen up.
Yeah.
You're damn right.
Yeah.
Mess
yeah,
around,
that's
get
what I'm
knocked
saying.
out,
Why-
and miss your birthday.
Well, hey, you never know. But going back to the gentleman real quick, I respect your opinion. You got it all wrong, and God bless your ministries, and you need prayer too.
Well, how about this?
Man, let me tell
I
you
don't respect your opinion. Go
Right.
to hell.
something. Right, exactly.
You
I like that. I like that too.
Yeah.
You simple mother. Oh, okay, let's move
Well,
on.
he's-
Shut your mouth.
I think he's a really young guy.
Yeah. Whatever. He is probably feeling bad now that he even opened his damn mouth.
Probably not.
Oh, he.
Well, I mean, like just in general, we go back to the conversation I said about people who. Let me say this up front, not to offend the religious or anybody who subscribes to any type of doctrine or dogma or religious community. You do what you do, and that's fine. But anything has a sort of fanaticism to it. Fanatics, religion, sports. Go look up the word fan or fanaticism, and you'll understand that. But here's my thing, and I said this before. I had a friend of mine who pretty much did a lot of dirt, and she gets saved, and all of a sudden she's a saint, she's an angel. And I don't. My thing is, okay, that worked for you. Don't try to save me. You know what I'm saying? Don't come up to me and all of a sudden you had this.
And-
all of a sudden you're wearing this white robe and you have the halo across your, over your head, and you were just hoeing last week.
Well,
I mean, really.
she had her breakthrough moment.
Seriously. No, I'm just talking about one example. How people take it too far. That's what I don't like. As they say, stay in your lane, praise your God, put your tithes in. Nothing wrong with that. But don't come to me talking about, well, you need saving too. You'll backslide in 2 weeks. I know you.
It
Or
sounds
you'll
like
be on your back in 2 weeks.
it's somebody obviously.
Well, yeah. Well, I used to know. I can't talk to her no more. This is about 7 years ago.
Well, I'll pray for her.
Yeah,
pray.
people are funny like that.
Let's pray for people during this show.
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah, that's like that. What do they mean down south when they say, "God bless him," or "bless him"? It's a backhanded slap when they say, "God bless his soul," and when in fact they mean something nasty and negative.
Yeah, so it's the
Right.
subliminal effect to that. God
Right.
bless you, child.
Right. Man,
Yeah. Well,
As soon as you leave, that no good motherfucker. God
Yeah.
bless you, baby.
God bless you, baby.
Exactly.
I had a friend like that. Known her since my son was like 7 years old, and about 2 years ago, she wanted to go to this grocery store, and it was right after my daughter had the brain tumor. And I told her, "Okay, I'll pick up some stuff for Tanya." So we went. Now this was around the same time I fractured my shoulder.
Mm-hmm.
So she wouldn't stop by Tanya's for me to drop the stuff, which is fine. I know how to get in my car and take it.
Mm-hmm.
So she pulls down. We live in the same complex. She pulls down in the garage she lives in. And I said, "Well, aren't you going to drop me in my garage?" "No, I got to go get my hair done." I said, "But I can't carry all this stuff, because of my shoulder."
Right.
She refused. She said, "Well, you can leave it in here, and maybe when I get back, I can." I said, "No, that's okay." So I picked up the stuff, used my butt to slam the door.
Mm-hmm.
She claimed I started saying the F word to her. I said no such thing to her. I slammed the door with my ass.
You should have.
We've
That was
never
very
talked.
insensitive.
She's never talked to me since. Now,
Good.
I realize
I
this.
wonder why.
I didn't do not. Friends are friends. Friends fight.
Yeah, well.
We have never talked since. And her husband came up to me one day. "Well, you and such." I said, "I didn't do nothing." "Well, didn't you?" I said, "No, I did not cuss at her. And if I did, I'm an adult. But I didn't cuss. But it's just sad because if we were such good friends, why would you quit talking to me?"
Well, the friendship wasn't really built on anything, no foundation, obviously. And
I
she was
felt it
insensitive
was.
to your situation, and she didn't give a damn. So what's the value of that friendship, really? Zero. And you don't need to talk to her ever again. It's not that important. How long ago was that?
About the same time as when I fractured my shoulder, maybe, a year and a half, 2 years now.
Have you missed anything?
At times I miss her. We used
Yeah.
to do a lot together. I don't have any friends like that now. Well, I'm starting to now.
Well, you can always replace bad friends with better friends.
Who is smacking? I hear somebody smacking.
I don't know.
That's me, Carol. I'm hungry. You know what I'm doing? I'm squeezing mustard out of a tube, trying to
could
taste
hear
this
it.
mustard.
Yeah.
Couldn't you hear it?
Yeah, I heard
I'm
it.
like, what is all this smacking?
That's the same thing we hear
You know-
when you're eating that nasty
You know,
oatmeal.
Chinese people, it's very, it's accustomed to smack.
Yeah.
When they're eating, they smack. I'm like, I said to the kid that lived with me, "Would you please stop smacking or go in your room and eat?" But his mother smacked too,
Yeah.
and found out that's how they appreciate food. They smack.
Mm-hmm.
I can't stand that when somebody's doing that when they're eating.
Well, I got some bad news here. Being reported by CNN, 3 killed, 2 wounded in a shooting in Maryland at an office park. Another crazy-ass gunman.
Wasn't there something at Howard University yesterday?
Yeah, but it wasn't real,
Oh,
apparently. At least that's the last update I saw on it. Did you guys hear anything different?
Mm-mm.
No?
oh yeah, I see it now. 2 2 wounded.
No, not at all.
Is this well, let's see. If it's a black person or an Arab, it's a terrorist. If it's a white person, he's mentally deranged.
Exactly.
He's not a terrorist.
The gunman is on the loose after shooting 5 people, killed 3, wounded 2 others. So this was like an hour ago, so this is still breaking news. So that's about all we know at this point. This is 30 miles northeast of Baltimore in Hartford County. Hartford County, 30 miles northeast. 30 miles northeast of Baltimore. You're not in Maryland.
Really, in Silver
Northeast.
Springs?
No, that would be west of Baltimore and a little bit south. What the hell is northeast? You're damn near in Delaware. That far up. Anyway, we'll keep an eye on that and keep you updated as to what that's all about. Chances are just maybe like somebody went postal, lost their job, came back and shot up some people maybe. You never know with these kind of situations, especially nowadays. Another gun shooting. But guns don't kill
right.
people. People kill people, right?
Of course.
That's what they say. Now, if that person did not have access to a gun, would that have gone down? Well, yeah, he was gone in there with a butcher knife. Would he have been able to stab 5 people? Probably not. Probably not. Why does Jeff Sessions look like an alien? You ever really looked at this guy? He could play in Star Trek without makeup.
He looks like the Keebler elf.
Yeah.
He looks like Granny from the Beverly Hillbillies.
Yep.
That's messed up.
He's making cookies in his tree, okay?
Well, apparently this shooter in Maryland is, where did it go? I had a picture up. I got a picture of him. And he is a person of color. Damn it, where did it go? Oh, okay. Shooting suspect still on the loose, but they got a picture of him. He's been identified.
What nationality is he?
Well, he looks like
That was quick.
looks like a brother.
Are we not calling him a terrorist yet?
And shooter suspect is still on the loose. When I click on that, it takes me to a picture of a police car. So that's just one of these weak ass headlines with nothing behind it. Yeah, this is breaking news, so it's going to be a little sketchy. Jeff Sessions refuses to discuss conversations with Trump. Wonder why. What do you got to hide there, buddy? Jeff? Hey, Jeff, what you trying to hide there, buddy? Huh? Now,
Here's the part about that lady. When they are caught up and trapped with their words, with the truth, they begin to spin themselves into an alternative universe of feigned indignation and how dare you, and they begin to recite their accomplishments and their profile, the whole 9 yards.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get them in front of something under oath, they find it very difficult to be challenged. And what's his name? Al Franken tore him up. Al Franken read off the facts to him, the quotes. He had transcripts of the last meeting and everything. And he just went ape. Well, he's had about 10 minutes to speak, and he was doing nothing but filling time with platitudes and lies and more lies.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I speak to you, when I talk to you all about white privilege, Eric Holder was held in contempt for telling the truth, for being honest. They held Eric Holder in contempt because they didn't like his answers. but they couldn't disprove any of them.
Yeah, see, the truth hurts.
But see, Republicans are running this, so Grassley will hold no one in contempt, even though he's contemptuous as hell. His story has changed 3 times about his contacts with Russians. First, he said no. Then he said he didn't speak about any campaign issues, and then he said he didn't speak about collusion. Then he said he didn't recall. At what point does white privilege expire?
Well, see, all of these guys, most of them are attorneys of some kind, and they know exactly how to phrase their lies to keep them from being in contempt or busted on a lie.
Well, the wordsmithing aside,
Yeah.
when is a lie for a white boy?
Well, when he pisses off the wrong person in a great way, when they just cannot give him any cover, then they can take him down. You know, people like Bernie Madoff, who thought he had gotten off, but he got busted because he hurt the wrong people. And at this point, the wrong people haven't been bumped, hurt, abused. They haven't lost anything. No money lost. When it gets to that point, then something will go down. So this president, your president, Alpha, and all his cronies
He's my president now.
are not doing anything wrong to people like them. Like minds hang out. They're just hurting people like you. And you don't matter. That's what it comes down to. You don't have enough money to matter.
And did you see what he said to the wife of the fallen soldier?
Yeah.
And then he's gonna and he get this. Then he says the congresswoman who was riding in the vehicle with her, who heard it, totally fabricated, and he's got a recording, and he's going to release it if the congresswoman continues with her claim. If the congresswoman continues with her claim, he's going to release the tape.
Release the tape.
Another tape situation. Well, no, not just another tape. Somebody should be calling him a bald-faced liar, just like he released the tapes of Comey that he claimed that he threatened.
Yeah.
I mean, they continue to give him cover. And as a matter of fact, in an interview, the congresswoman was with Katie Kerr. She asked the congresswoman, this is the congresswoman who wears a big white Texas hat for some reason. The congresswoman who every time I see, I want to say, you big dumb. But I
She's from
myself.
Florida, isn't she?
Hey, she's from Florida. She's from the South.
Right.
Okay, fine. But somebody tell her that hat is out of fashion. She's a fashion criminal at best. But she asked.
That's her trademark, man. You see the hat, you know who she is. You know.
Yeah, right.
That's her brand.
I see the Pope, and I know what hat that is. You see the congresswoman. She's sitting there in the box, and Katie Kerr asked her, Trump is politicizing so and so and so. Do you think you're politicizing this too? It's a nice try that both sides do it BS. You know, it's always both sides do it. The woman was asked a question. She repeated what she heard.
Mm-hmm.
And you have a right-wing co-host carrying water.
Was it Katie Couric?
The dirty water. Katie Kerr is her name.
Oh, Katie Couric. Where's she on Fox?
Katty. No, she was on MSNBC. Was she on MSNBC or CNN? One of the here it is. She was on MSNBC.
Really?
She's the British sounding woman that be on with Morning Blow. Morning Blow. I mean Morning Joe. And she asked her,
I don't watch that show.
You're
so
politicizing
I haven't seen
it.
Well,
Well, I've started watching him more since he's just unleashed the hounds of hell on Donald Trump.
yeah.
Donald Trump has embarrassed Republicans to a point where he just can't take it no more. Him and his mistress, they just can't take it no more.
Well, they're married now, aren't they?
I could care
Brzezinski?
less than
What's her name?
two shits and a damn.
Yeah, they divorced their former husband and wife, and they got married. They're a new couple.
Mm,
You
that's right.
did you did see when they got married?
And that's about the same time that he kind of flipped and became a little more liberal because she is. He said, "Well, I got to go home and sleep with this lady every night. I've got to change my ways."
Well,
So he liberaled up real quick.
yeah, Mika better watch out for them under the desk plates, okay?
Yeah, that was an interesting move. I never suspected that they were, goo goo gaga over each other. Did you guys get any clue on that?
Yes, I did.
Really?
No, I didn't. Well,
Because-
we don't know what's going underneath the anchor desk.
Well, that's
You know,
true.
That's
but
covered,
Well,
they
that's-
could be doing
it's-
some
it's-
stuff back then.
It's a dead body under the anchor desk, okay? So don't go there, Chris.
but I never kind of saw any inklings or flirting on the air.
Well,
But
let me put
but
it like this.
let me just say this: I don't watch them that often to even know either. So
well,
I'm
I
not a
watch
fan
enough-
of the show.
I watch enough MSNBC, not particularly Morning Joe,
Hmm.
but in the promos, they always had them in poses.
Poses
As
like
if-
what he was on top of her or something like that. I mean, it's kind of obvious.
Come on, Chris. I'm not talking about a sex tape. I'm talking about back to back and or where they were. They might have been on site somewhere, and it was always a suggestive pose.
I have to
And,
go back and look at some of those things. 'Cause I didn't
out
pick
of
up
that,
on
I-
that.
All right.
Out of all of that, I said, and then when they said they were engaged, I'm like, so they're telling people, just like Lawrence O'Donnell and the black girl. What's her name?
She fro-
Tamara Hall.
yeah, isn't she from? Wasn't she from Chicago?
She came out of Chicago.
Right. Yeah, I never met her, but I remember when she kind of broke in TV there.
Yeah, but I mean,
Chicago.
it's like okay, they messing around. None of my damn business, but that I was shocked about.
Are they
Because,
still an item?
I didn't know either until you just mentioned it.
Really?
What,
You didn't? You hadn't heard
Lawrence
that?
O'Donnell and Tamara Hall.
Yeah, that's
I
been
know
up for
now.
a
Oh,
while.
that's a 2-3 year thing.
Right.
And then they pulled her off MSNBC and put Megyn Kelly on, and Megyn Kelly's tanking in the ratings.
Megyn Kelly is destroying the Today Show franchise, man. That thing is going down the crapper quickly. Quickly.
Yeah. Yeah. That. See, you can't take a person like that that's branded and being
She
a
is
right wing
branded.
nut job, and then bring her out of that element and think that, oh, no problem, her fans are going to follow her. No, they won't, because they don't like the station she's on, the
Right.
network.
Right.
That's not a part of the brand that they want to consume. It's just like talk radio. You have all these right-wing stations, and there used to be an attempt to have a liberal show on one of them, and it just never worked. You would like to think that people would like to have a balance, but for some reason, the listeners, the viewers don't want that. They want a full diet of bullshit one way or the other. And anybody that's been in the business for 25 minutes ought to know that. But these nuts up there in the top, up in the ivory tower making these bad business decisions, it just blows my mind, excuse me, that they don't get it. And it's so obvious. It's plain and simple. You do research. People tell you what they like or dislike, what their expectations are from your brand, and then you're going to go against the grain. Dumb, dumb. You can't do
Right.
that.
Yeah,
Won't work.
D-U-M-D, D-U-M-B, dumb.
Yeah.
That's dumb to dumb, right.
Exactly. And I've been in those top level meetings, and I would tell those executives, man, don't do it. You're going to lose money on that one. That dog won't hunt. And they said, well, yes, it will. What are you basing your opinion on? Because that's all it is, your opinion. What I'm stating to you is based on fact and experience, and I understand how to interpret the research that you paid $300,000 for. There's nothing in this research that said that this is a good idea. There's nothing in there that says that. And another thing was always laughable when someone had high name recognition in the research. That only means that they know the name, but do they love the brand? Do they love that person on the air? Right. That's the follow-up question that many times never gets asked. Just because they know the name doesn't necessarily mean they love what that name represents or puts out, the style, the content that comes out of that person's mouth. You know, I know Rush Limbaugh. Higher name recognition. But I don't listen to his show because that's not part of the diet that I want to have.
Right.
So would I hire Rush Limbaugh and put him on a liberal station? Hell no. Well, everybody knows him. Yeah. And yes, some liberals do listen to him just to get a bellyache, just so they can throw up. But will they listen to him on a regular basis and love it? No. Ain't going to happen. They'll go there just to get their emotional levels raised up a little bit and then go have a conversation with some other people that are like mine. I said, did you hear what that Rush Limbaugh boy say? No, I didn't listen to him. Well, he said such and such and such. He called the president a little black man child. Do y'all remember that? When he called Obama that?
Yeah, unfortunately. Yeah.
And he got away with it.
Right quick, Chris. In the full disclosure of changing the subject, your cubbies are on life support, okay? And I left you a little picture.
Why
on
did
your
it be my
Facebook
Cubbies?
page.
No, wait, hold
I thought you was a Cub fan.
I never said that, sir.
Well, I left you a picture on your Facebook page anyway.
Well, I had to delete it.
I think you'll appreciate it.
Well, I'm not a Cubs fan. I mean, don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm a diehard Sox fan, Southside born and raised, and my grandfather, God rest his soul, loved the Sox. So, if anything, Sox
it's a
all the
family
way.
tradition, yeah.
Exactly right. But I never claimed the Cubs. I give them credit for winning the World Championship, but hell, nope.
Well, it's not a slight, but you can take the picture and use it since you're a Sox fan.
Is it the boy urinating on the logo or something like that?
No.
Okay, I like that one.
If you go to the
you would.
If you go to your page, it's much more sinister than that.
Much more sinister. I know
much
I gotta see
more.
it now. All righty then. Okay, great.
Laura, I just read your comment. No, I'm not under the desk.
What?
Jesus, Carol,
I'm
come
not
on.
under the desk, Laura.
What? You know what?
She knows what I'm talking about.
Let me ask you a question here.
I am not under the desk. He might be, but I'm not.
Laura Rice and Chris Bass called me on a conference call last night, and I was working, so I didn't answer the call. But what was the purpose of that call, Chris? You guys just wanted to call me and clown. Is that what that was about?
Well,
that's a yes.
that was her. Now she was the one that said, let's call Lee. And I was like, I wouldn't do it if I were you, of course, but what I said doesn't mean anything.
And so the first thing she said was, "We're not in the same place."
That was the first, right? And we were not.
That's the truth teller there.
Yeah,
I think they were in the same place.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I don't give two damns what you believe. I know where I was.
He says it with such ferocity.
Oh, if you have to with this crew, with this motley crew, of course you have to.
Is it? Well, now, why did she think you were under the desk?
Oh,
What was that?
because I don't like to be in the camera.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
I'm
thought- I
actually
was
having my
thinking something
breakfast
else.
right now.
Yeah, she comes in and has breakfast on the air. So when she goes silent, that's because she's eating. And one
She
of the
goes
first
silent.
rules in
What?
radio, you're not supposed to eat while on the air, right?
Oh, well,
She
like
di-
you
she
said,
didn't get that memo.
You don't cuss on the air either.
No, that's
But like
the
you
old
said,
rate.
this is different.
It-
So
it is.
there it is.
But at
You
least
got to go by your own rules, Lee.
But-
Remember, you said everything goes.
what that
Ah,
yeah. But
don't try to clean
no,
it
no,
up
no,
now.
But you got to participate
Try to-
in the show. You can't eat and
Try to do the
participate.
word
They
in
were
edgewise.
talking. I wasn't participating.
Oh, it's wow. That's convenient.
I came in when I felt like it when I seen Laura.
Okay, like mines.
To drop that fart in church. And
Yeah, and leave. Nasty girl. What's up, Rena? All right, thank you very much. So well, I was going to say something about Laura.
Yeah, hold on. I see. This is the stuff I don't like.
Oh,
if you look at
Lord,
this-
she's rubbed you wrong again.
No. Here's the thing. You need to understand something. Going back to what I said about the chat that's going on. She says call Lee Michaels and clown pretty much, and she calls me out saying don't be a punk. You know what? I'm going to pray for you, Laura Rice, because you need prayer.
Oh, here we go with prayer again.
Yeah, the theme today is prayer. You know, pray.
You
Yeah,
did say that. Yeah.
yeah, yes.
When you run
have
out
to
of
pray for
things to
certain
say, you say, I'm going to pray for you. Oh, damn.
Well,
it.
I
I
can see a
hope
lot of
it's
things.
Laura.
No.
No, it's a potential spam call from Norwalk, Connecticut. Damn.
Jeez.
Well, Lee, you see, your president kind of backpedaled and then he forward pedaled on his health care. He's looking to restore the CSRs, but they're looking to give the states more oversight.
Yeah.
And all that is leading into is they took away the Democrats' ability to demonize and vilify them about taking people's health care away. That's all that is. And after 2018, immediately after that election, win, lose, or draw, whether they hold on to the House or the Senate or not, they are going right back to the Trump, whatever the hell it is, Trump care.
Well, you're probably right. And
It's for you, Lee.
yeah, probably is. Hello. Welcome to the show.
Why are you yawning on the screen, Lee?
Because
And he talks about me, and he sits there, he's texting and all that. But like you said, anything goes.
nobody asked you about anything, Carol.
I'm in it too.
No,
thought
you're
you
just
was
a shit stirrer today. You want to stir up some shit.
I thought she was
And then your partner in crime, Laura Jackrabbit Rice, jumps in here and stirs up mess. You know what, Laura?
Yes.
I'm gonna block your calls. Your calls are
Really?
now on block. Yeah.
Oh, wow, that's nice of you.
Yeah.
I thought this was a prayer line. I was calling to get some prayer.
Well, Reverend Bass will lead us in prayer. How's that?
And I'm going directly to hell if that's the case.
You know your place in hell already.
Ooh, that hurts.
They're gonna say,
Oh, that
they're
was
gonna
good.
say,
Well, I figure I'd
Step
swing
right
on you
up.
for a while because when Chris swings on it, it's really painful. You know,
Terrible.
that was an open hand slap. That wasn't a knuckle sandwich. That was a slap on the tata,
Really? The tata?
on the
Ooh,
boot.
that's
Great.
yeah, that
Wait,
image is
did you tap into like 1970s Lee Michaels just now, man?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
man,
You know, I got to go there every now and then, just to make sure I'm still alive.
Oh, good for you, dog.
Yeah.
I like that, man.
Yeah. So, how you doing, Laura?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah. See you up late at night, early in the morning?
I'm up all the time. It doesn't matter.
That's not good.
No, it isn't. It really isn't. And I don't want to go to the doctor because they're going to try to stick some drugs up my nose, and I'm not doing that.
Well, you can always go to a naturopath. Go the holistic route.
Here you go.
I'm
Yeah.
serious.
Lee Michaels
Carol
is
will
not a
support
hoe.
you in that.
That's holistic.
I can
What's that?
see, Laura, you're into that healthy thing, aren't you?
Absolutely.
I can tell.
Yeah. I am. I was a vegetarian,
Like-
a fat vegetarian for 3 years.
Yeah,
You were a what?
Fat vegetarian for 3 years.
fat
That's like a-
vegetarian.
That's like an oxymoron, isn't it?
No, it's not. Not at all.
How does that
I've
work?
never seen a fat vegetarian, Laura.
Okay. So
They're
do you
faking.
have
They'll come out with you and eat a salad and peanuts and stuff like that, but they go home and eat a rack of lamb and
no,
pork chops.
That's not how it works. That's not how it works.
Yeah.
Go check the
Lee-
refrigerator.
How tall are you?
I'm 6.
You're 6 feet tall?
Mhm.
Alpha, how tall are you?
I'm 5'7".
Exactly. We all are born genetically different.
Wait,
And what's your
fat
point?
and weight. No,
Did
fat
that
and
prove
weight.
that?
No, you can't, unless you put on some lifts. You can't get any taller.
Well,
We
wait,
all
wait,
have-
wait a minute.
I've been 5'7" since high school.
Exactly.
I'm
How tall are
trying
you,
to
Laura?
understand what your point is.
Well,
on
I
this.
guess what I'm saying is that there's some people who are genetically pre-positioned or to be fat. Some are skinny. Some have blue eyes. Some have brown eyes.
Isn't that a
There's
gift?
some things that you can manage and some things that you're just born with.
Very true.
So some babies are born fat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause most babies are born fat. Some get thinner. Some remain fat all their lives.
Well,
Doesn't mean you can't be healthy
Okay.
though.
All right.
But doesn't it hinge on what your intake of the type of food that
What you-
you eat?
Genetics. What's gonna okay? So you're 6 feet tall.
Yes,
That has to do with your genetic makeup.
but I'm still
I
trying to
can't
get.
change your eye color unless you put on contacts, but your eye color has to do with your genetic makeup.
But we're not talking about eye color.
No, she's
Weight.
trying to explain to you when somebody made a comment because she's a vegetarian, was a vegetarian.
A fat
Yeah.
vegetarian.
a
You can
fat,
be a fat
vegetarian.
You can eat it, and you're only going to lose so much weight as a vegetarian. I was smaller than I am now as a vegetarian, but there was only going to be
Say
so
what?
much
So-
weight I lost.
So you're
I mean,
not a
I worked
vegetarian
out
now.
Every
Sounds like a
every
wagon
other
crash.
day.
Wait a
What's
minute. You're not a vegetarian now.
No, I'm not a vegetarian now.
And how
I was
long have you
slightly
not
smaller,
been a
but I was still a
vegetarian?
big girl as a vegetarian. Worked out three to four times a week.
Yeah,
know?
me too.
Still a fat girl. That wasn't going to
Sounds like a
change.
fat ass excuse, to be honest with you. That's what it sounds like.
Wait a minute, that's an excuse?
He said, "No, a fat ass, a fat
Fat
ass."
ass excuse.
Is an
Just like a fat
ass
vegetarian. It's
excuse?
like a fat ass excuse.
I don't
Whatever.
understand this conversation
Whatever.
at all.
Coming from the chicken wing king over there.
Oh, is that you, Chris?
Oh yeah, I got up to that. I
Because I
like
was-
chicken wings. Yeah.
I was
Ooh,
about
they
to say,
have
I
hair.
don't,
They
I
have
don't
little
know.
hair on them.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. She don't know me, so how does she know I like chicken wings?
No. I know you love hamburgers though. You're like the wimpy
I like
of
I
the
like
airways.
cheeseburgers. I like ribs. I like it all. Shrimp.
Good Lord.
Ain't no shame in my game.
I mean,
Clearly not.
I've been in the broadcast business for 52 years,
Uh-huh.
and I've never been more confused than I am right now. I have no idea what the hell you said.
Thank you. But look
This
who you're
weak-ass
speaking to.
justification for being a big girl. I think that's what you were trying to
Well,
do.
she's saying that's
It's
in
not
her
a weekend
genetics.
justification. It's a genetic justification. It's
What-
we
it-
all have set points
Uh-huh.
justification for weight and
Okay.
body size. Not
I get
everybody's
that.
meant to be the same size. You know, the people who have gastric bypass,
Mhm.
they may follow whatever is going on with what the doctor prescribes in terms of their eating. It all has to shift, it has to change. But over time, those folks will gain that weight back.
Really?
Absolutely. I mean, you look at Al Roker. At one point, he was gaining his weight back. Now it seems to be under control. But Al Roker will never be a thin man. He's just not genetically built. His body
He was
isn't
a
programmed
thin
to be
man.
thin.
Yeah, he lost a lot of
He
weight.
lost a lot
He
of
lost
weight.
a
but
lot
he's
of weight. He
never
was
gonna
a thin
be-
man.
He's never going to be the size of, say, a Sammy Davis Jr. He's never going to be the size of a Matt Lauer.
Well,
He's
ain't
always
nobody
going
the
to be a
size
big
of Sammy
guy.
Davis.
But
what I'm saying, well, yeah, he's pretty much as thin as he's going to get right now at this point, all bones. But the bottom line is we're all made up differently. We have
I
different hair
get that.
color, different skin texture,
Different bone structure.
different weight.
Yeah.
All of that.
Yeah.
All of that plays a part in it.
Absolutely.
Not saying that you can't be healthy at any size. I'm not saying that. But I'm just saying that not everyone's going to be thin. I mean, I know a long-distance runner who is a big girl. She's a big girl long-distance runner.
How big is
And
she?
she's never going to be as thin. She's probably a size 18, 20, a woman's plus size. And she does
And
it.
she
I
runs?
mean, she runs long distances, like 50-mile races, et cetera, et cetera. She does it. So if thinness is the litmus test for health, then we're all in trouble.
Wait, hold on, let me get this straight. You know someone who's a plus-size girl, lady who runs, and she runs these distances and does not clutch her heart and call Elizabeth, and she has no cardiac problems whatsoever?
You can be fat and fit.
Yeah, I understand that. I just have to see it.
She's 250 pounds.
Okay.
Ooh-wee.
All right. Well, that's.
The hell you
Well, how
mean a
tall
wee?
is she?
Okay, let me just post this
Yeah.
on your page.
Pull that up.
Yeah,
All
how
right, come
tall
on.
is she?
If she's 6'5", 250 ain't so bad.
She's not. I don't think she's a tall girl.
Yeah.
She's not 6'5".
Well, look at those big football players that are overweight, and
Yeah.
Absolutely.
they play. So I have to agree with Laura.
Well, you give me
She's
$25
5'7".
million a year, I'm gonna be a fat mofo too.
Okay, you know what? Hey, Carol, what else is going on in the world today?
Nothing.
Oh, leave it to Carol. She'll change the subject.
I
on
want to
all.
know why you stopped
Yeah.
being a vegetarian.
Oh, after 3 years, I actually did miss the taste and texture of flesh, of meat.
Yeah.
And on top of that, soy was not a good choice for me because, let me
Well,
just
what
say
were
this,
you doing?
because of the estrogen, the hormones in soy. So I couldn't replace, soy wasn't a great replacement for me. And I'm also lactose intolerant, so I couldn't have dairy. So I had to find other sources of nutrition.
So what were you doing? Just hunting down the deer and eating them raw on the street?
What are you talking about?
So,
I was a vegetarian. I wasn't eating meat.
That meat taste.
Okay.
Oh,
After
no,
you
but you-
came off being a
if-
vegetarian.
If you're raised to be a carnivore, not saying that normally human beings are designed to be carnivores, but you're raised in a house where you have meat, you have hamburgers, you have steak, you have chicken or whatever, fish. There's very little at that time when I was a vegetarian that could replace the taste and texture of meat. Okay, even with soy products, they weren't the same.
Yeah. That's
It's
garbage.
come a long ways now. Engineering with food has come a long ways now that you can get that. But some of that processed food isn't good for you either.
That's right. Your ears start swelling up and growing a new nose. No, I'm not. I'm not down
I
with all
wouldn't go
that.
that far,
Are
Lee,
you
but
are
it,
you a
know,
turkey bacon, a turkey sausage person?
nah,
That's
That's processed too. that's
what
highly
I mean. I
processed.
rest my case.
I try not to do turkey bacon or turkey sausage or chicken sausage, or I try not to eat much meat anyway. I try to not eat meat more than once a day, if I eat it at all.
What?
I'm not a strict vegetarian, but, I try not to eat meat because it
What-
creates a lot of phlegm and mucus in your system that causes inflammation, the same
True.
with sugar.
Now, what do you eat? Any kind of meat, or some meats
Yeah.
you just don't eat?
I mean, occasionally I'll eat meat. I think I told Chris yesterday before we called you that I had some ribs. It was a bad decision. They were horrible
Really?
last night. I actually threw them out because they were bad. I didn't continue to eat them.
Where did you
know.
get them from, Laura?
I actually got them from County Fair, the grocery store, and usually they have really good ribs.
Is that
They were
County Fair on
pre-cooked?
107th and Western?
Yep,
Were they pre-cooked, or you had to cook them?
they were pre-cooked. They
Oh.
were pre-cooked. Well, I just threw them
Oh,
out.
Jesus, Lord.
There you go.
Two
Yeah.
things wrong with that. First, they were pre-cooked.
You need to go
Second,
down
you
to
was-
Jabbo's
And-
ribs.
And I got them from County Fair. I got you.
No. The second is you
Shut
got them
up,
from
Chris.
County Fair. I have a history with County Fair. I happen to know the people who own that place.
Really?
They just
What's your
didn't-
history?
I can't identify them without the hoods on the head, okay?
Oh, okay.
And
Okay.
And I'm saying that from experience, from first-hand interaction with these people.
Well, that's good to know. That's really good to know. I mean, they're right down the street from my brother's house and my aunt's, so
Yeah.
it was just, it was convenient. But
Right
I'm
across
glad
from
to know that.
DeColas. Right across
Yeah,
from DeColas.
right down the street from Bona, where they beat up all the union workers.
The fish at DeColas, is that still good?
Oh, I've been going there for over 40 years.
I got someplace else
And-
for you.
Where?
Yeah, it's called Dirk's Fish. It's right off of Fuller, Lincoln. Was it Lincoln? North Avenue, right off of North Avenue.
Who the hell goes all the way up there for some fish?
Well, I work in Lincoln Park, so I'm sorry. This is becoming a Chicago-centric conversation. Carol, what else is going on in the world?
I don't know.
Carol will tell you. Carol will tell you.
I hate
Listen,
that
they-
man.
No, Carol will tell you. Did you hear what I said yesterday, Carol?
What?
They were talking about a subject.
I
And all of a
wasn't
sudden-
here,
I know you weren't here, Carol.
You know
so
you
I
listen
jumped
to
in.
the
wasn't
show.
listening.
I jumped in with the statement. They've lengthened the length of shoestrings now. And Lee said, "What?" I said, "I'm playing Carol now. I'm just changing the subject."
Well, sometimes, to be honest, you guys can
Oh,
get pretty
Lord.
boring.
Oh, Lord.
Exactly.
So there's
Yeah.
other things in the world than just Trump.
There we go.
Wait a minute. Hold
That's
up.
that's it. That's it.
You
That's
guys
it.
could get
We are
boring.
boring people.
You are
How
boring. at
dare
times.
we just talk like this?
No, wait. Chris, before you go ballistic all the way.
Okay.
Too late.
Wait,
Too late.
we opened up the show today. I didn't even do a Lee Michaels monologue going off. Okay, I didn't have.
No, I had to say something while I could.
No. I threw the mic to you, and the first thing out of your mouth was a story about Trump.
Yeah, I
So-
felt bad for that wife, and that picture's a classic that they shot.
So
I mean, the
Who brought
picture's
up Trump?
amazing.
I wasn't
I did,
going
but you
to.
guys, I was just being honest. There's other things to talk about.
But you brought Trump into the conversation today.
Okay.
mean-
can
I
I, can I,
didn't.
su- can I, can I suggest the following?
Go ahead.
Carol, will you be here tomorrow?
I don't know.
Okay, if you are here tomorrow, I want you to do a favor for me and the rest of us, since we're boring,
Uh-huh.
to open up the show and carry the whole show as the main host, if that's all
Yep.
right with Lee.
We'll follow you.
Oh,
Okay, we
good.
can do that.
I actually am. I come in all the time prepared. I wasn't today because I figured I wouldn't talk anyway.
No, you had food with you, and you want to.
Yeah.
I have
She's
food
still eating.
every time I'm here. I have a mint in my mouth.
We're
because
an hour into the show,
when I
and
went
she's still
to a
eating.
show a couple weeks ago, the sound system blew, and I felt my eardrum pop. So I wasn't here yesterday because I was at the doctor, and it did mess my ear up.
So they put you on antibiotic or something?
I'm on antibiotic right now, but I have to go to another ear doctor. And then my asthma kicked in again. I think someone's trying to kill me.
Ear, eyes, nose, and throat.
Yeah.
Well, we've had so many fires here that
I thought you went to an OBGYN.
why would I go there?
I don't know.
It's time for a
Really?
break.
Lee, really? You really saying that?
That'd be like me saying you're the father.
Not me. No, don't look at me.
Gotta go,
Well,
gotta go.
that's how
Nope.
far-fetched that was.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you cleared that up.
What does her ear have to do with her vagina?
Nothing. But I just thought that's what I
But
heard her
you know
say,
what's
that she
funny,
was going to
Laura?
get checked out.
Ever since this Weinstein thing, and I have a problem with this. Everybody wants to call anything a sexual thing. They went after Weinstein's brother because he was asking this woman out, and he continued to ask her out. How is that a sexual assault to her?
Well, if she says no,
Harassment.
yeah.
It's not, to me, it's not when someone asks you out. I don't look at it that way. I think it's getting carried away. There's also women that do the same thing. Being what I do for a living, I've had to run across that with women. Where they've tried to get me to go to bed with their husbands. I've had where they'll come to the door stark naked thinking they're going to rub on me. I've watched
Oh,
one
don't
real
touch you.
famous person hire young girls, and those girls end up having to go down on her because they don't want to lose their job.
Yeah.
Well, I'd have to lose my job because I ain't
Well,
going
the
down
next
on
time
no
you're
woman.
confronted with something like that, just
Yeah.
tell
But
them.
I'm just saying, there are women that are guilty of the same
Will you let me
thing
do
that
my
are in the
punchline?
business. It isn't just men.
The next time you're confronted with that, Carol, call Chris Bass and he'll take care of that for you. Okay?
You know,
Hell no.
every day when I walk, there's a woman. She could. This young guy he walks the dog. So one day, he's out there and he's always flirting with all the younger women or flirting. Here comes this older woman. I'm talking older,
How old?
probably around 70. She went out and went psycho bitch on him.
Really?
I realized this is her boy toy. When he's with her, he's on his P's and Q's. He won't even look sideways at you.
There you go. That's how you train them.
Yeah, so she never knows when he
you
never
know?
knows when she's going to show up.
Train what? Train
Is that
who?
sex?
Train
Is that
train
sexist,
men.
Laura?
You train
Is
them.
that sexist, Laura?
You didn't know we train you guys?
Really,
Shit.
Alpha?
try.
Really?
Train?
I'll let you think you're training, but
Train.
after a while, I'll just fire you. You out. Bye.
Man, this conversation is boring.
Really?
I'm
It is?
is?
Yep. All the listeners have packed up and left.
Humorous,
Yeah.
humorous. I'll give it. Hey, I'm not against this conversation. It's humorous.
No, I was just saying that there are women in the business that are guilty of the same thing as these men.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's kind of sad because these men, Weinstein was a jerk. I never met him. I did his wife's hair for a long time when she'd come to town, but the girl I sent to style it, she said he was a real nasty jerk. I never had to meet him, so.
Yeah, he's pretty disgusting.
But it's all over in there like that. David Geffen.
Don't you
he's
think
known
it's
for
gotten a
that.
little better? In
No,
the last
it
10,
hasn't
15
gotten
years?
better. Maybe in the last week.
They've
It
calmed
hasn't
down a
gotten
little
better.
bit.
It's gotten worse, if anything. I mean, it's sad, but then some of these women are just as guilty. You sold your soul to become an
Right.
actress because it didn't take you 15 years to come forward and tell the story. The kid that did tell the story and was telling the truth is what, Corey Feldman?
Oh, yeah.
He
With
told
the-
this about 3-4 years ago, if you remember correctly, what was
Right.
going on. They called him crazy. They thought he was crazy. The joke is he used to hang around Michael's. He never said Michael was like that because I know Michael wasn't. But when
so-
he went, you know what I'm saying, Laura? You've read his
Right.
story.
But Carol, be really specific about Corey Feldman and what happened and what's going on actually with child actors.
Well,
child
he
performers in
kind of
Hollywood.
talks how they molested him, and the one kid, I think the one kid died.
Corey Haim.
Yes, I don't believe he's alive any longer.
Yeah. No, he committed suicide based on the impact that him being basically traded from studio executive to studio executive or in Hollywood. How that impacted on him, he started using drugs and eventually committed suicide.
Well,
That's
it can
sad
do
story.
that to you. I mean, watching all the people that came on Facebook this week, I think there was something they had out there that if it happened to them, what was the word they were saying?
Me too. Hashtag me
Yeah,
too.
there were so many. But there were guys coming forward. There was some guy that was on a TV show as a child, and he went on to tell you stuff that happened to him as a child with men. And you see the same thing with big shot women that are in there. They'll
Yeah,
sit and do the
absolutely.
same thing. So it hasn't gotten better. Maybe in the last week or two they're all going undercover, but it's not. But then I feel, why would it take you 10 or 15 years to say this? I mean, you traded yourself. You did it because you wanted
Right.
a career.
Right.
So
And because
I
it-
don't know how to look at that.
Well, it's clear. Listen, once you compromise your beliefs and you do the wild thing with a jerk because he has a powerful position and can benefit you in some way to advance your career, give you a movie part or whatever. So now you have compromised everything. The reason you don't say anything is because you might have to go back again and again and again. So that's why.
Yeah, because they can break you as fast as they make you.
That's right. And if he comes at you the second time around, say, I'm working on this new movie and this part is perfect for you, but hey, why don't you come by tonight, to my hotel and let me show you the script.
Remember years ago, Roman Polanski?
Yeah.
Now, that mother basically, to me, sold her child to him. Wasn't she like 13?
Yeah.
Now, recently she came forward and she wanted everything dropped.
Well, he probably offered her some more money.
She wants it all dropped.
Of course.
It's, just leave it be now. So, to me, a lot of these women, it's too many years that have flown by that this has happened. And to me, you did it so you could become famous. So
That's right.
You're just as guilty as he is.
I agree.
Yeah, actually, in some ways I do agree. In some instances, it's actually been rape. But in other instances,
Well, rape is one thing.
It's
Yeah.
one thing, right?
Yeah.
But you can make a lot of times you can make the decision on whether to go for it or not. And I mean, I've been in this situation where I could have easily been a jazz hoe many times over.
A what kind of hoe?
A jazz hoe.
Say what?
What's a
jazz
jazz
hoe.
hoe?
Basically,
what's a
gone
jazz
up
hoe?
and had sex with jazz musicians. You know,
That's jazzy.
and what? Say that again.
That's jazzy.
That's jazzy, yeah. But I mean, even when I was at NYU, working there as an administrator and producing programs with various and sundry writers, somewhat really well known, you know, we had women who would call up and say, "Hey, what's happening after the book reading, the book signing?" People don't think about famous authors having book hoes, but they do. You know, so you have an opportunity to go up to the hotel room, go to the after party, or do whatever, and you can make that decision as to whether or not you're going to do it. Now, that's different than someone lording over a contract over your head in terms of being social with them. But then
No.
that's a decision you can make as well. You can say no. You can say no.
Yeah, well, somebody that goes to a recording artist's hotel room or suite to party, and then after the party, it is another party. That's
Right.
a groupie.
Yep.
Now, if you go there with some product that you want to get released, and you looking for help, and you're trying to advance yourself in your career, and then a proposition comes up. It says, well, hey, your songs are really nice, and maybe I might put one on my album, and blase, boom, boom, boom. Yeah, but, look.
But this is what I want you to do.
I kind of like you. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
You
This
know.
is what I want you to do, and you
Let
have
me
a
see
choice.
you come
Well,
over here and blow this flute.
Did you read the
Right,
article
exactly.
on the Pussycat Dolls? Have you read that article? That
Wait a
girl,
minute,
one of the girls
which
that was
article?
Pussycat Dolls. It's been all over the news. She was one of them, and she left. She said all we were prostitutes. She said we didn't make the money; they did. We sang a song, and she talks about Simon Battle, they were becoming the new ones. Who was a very close friend of my son, which he could never understand why she hung herself. He was supposed to see her that night for dinner, and they found her hanging in the closet, but nobody could figure out why she did that. But this girl has come forward saying this. She said she left the group because she didn't want money that bad. She said we were just prostitutes for them. If they wanted us to be with somebody, we had to be with them.
So
it's a
There's a
trade-off.
problem right there. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
and
kind
that's
of
exactly
sad.
what happened to Corey Haim and Corey Feldman. They were traded off to various and sundry executives in Hollywood.
I
Well-
got cut off.
Look what Justin Bieber said recently. It got shut up real fast.
What's that?
He was talking about how he was invited to some party with all these big executives, and they had some young kid there. And he basically said he left. He didn't stay. That they had told him what was going to go down. They were all going to rape this young kid. He don't even know if the kid's alive now. All of a sudden, that got shut up. It was all over the news.
Yeah.
These things really happen, whether people want. I've been in the business, and I have watched things that just make you sick. I have watched groupies want to be with somebody so bad, they'll let them hang you from the ceiling and stick an enema in your ass and leave you there. These are the sick people. They do this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Sounds
It's
like a
Lee,
shitty
I'll
deal
tell
to
you,
me.
it's horrible
It
what
is.
they do.
It is.
These young girls or young boys, they're I call them groupies. It's sad. They will take advantage of them. They'll do, and they have been known to do what I just said. They
Yeah.
found this girl hanging at the Mondrian. I'm not going to say what rock group it was, but
Yeah.
it's like my daughter. When my daughter was modeling, Rod Stewart's a good example, and I wouldn't care if he heard this. When she did a video for him, she was the main person. So after a 3-day shoot, the makeup artist came in and she said, Rod wants you to come to his trailer. She said, I'm not going to his trailer. She said, well, you have to. When he wants you, you have to go there. She said, well, I'm not going there. So she didn't. He took that video and redid it the next day in a 1-day shoot. So see, this is the kind of stuff. It's like when you model and you're with an agency. These guys come in and look at the books, and they come to town and they call up there and they go, well, look, you need to go with him to dinner. And these are things that really happen.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
They used to have an Arab guy. He would pay all this money for these girls, and these girls would go, but whoever had sex with them, she made the most money. And I can't even think what his name was, but this isn't new. This has been going on for years, and
absolutely.
it still goes on.
Yep. Now, Carol, have you ever run across a guy by the name? What's his name, Chris? Barack. He's
Thomas
real estate.
J. Barack.
Yeah, he's the guy that bought Neverland.
No, I've never met who bought it.
Yeah. Well, he's.
It was like my home, though, for a while.
Yeah. Well, now he's trying to buy Weinstein's company, and Weinstein, Barack, and Trump are all buddies. There's your triangle right there.
Well, Weinstein's more wealthier than Trump.
Probably.
Weinstein's so rich, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. What do you think?
I don't know. I know Michael had no money left when he left the Middle East because they were giving him suitcases filled with money, but I don't know what happened to that money.
Amazing. The things that happen in, well, not just the entertainment business. Crazy stuff like this goes on in every business that exists.
Well, I told you.
Pharmaceuticals, the technology industry, the automotive industry. There's all levels of corruption in every industry.
And it's kind of sad because I had went on a date with this actress, and we went to this place. When they opened the door, everybody was screwing. And I looked, I said, I'm not going in there. He goes, then get your own way home. And I'm not going to tell you who this famous person was that was in there. Because, everybody looks at him as the big idol.
Yeah.
And, and it was sad because he was serious. He wasn't taking me back home. So I left.
There you go.
It's like, no way. If I wanted to do something like that, then you should have asked me.
Yeah.
You should have told me where you were taking me. But a lot of people would have stayed because of the crowd that was in there.
Yeah. Now, when they opened the door, was there a song in the background playing called "Lost and Turned"?
I couldn't tell you that.
Yeah, boy, she's a freak.
I've always just ran from that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
There's no benefit in doing that.
I mean, like when I go to a client, and I've been doing her a while, and all of a sudden she's naked and she goes to hug me. It's like, it ain't happening.
Yep.
Or they tell
don't
you,
touch me.
Or they tell you could sleep with their husband.
Yeah.
My first answer is, first of all, he's married to you, and next of all, he's too damn ugly for me.
Oh, come on.
Carol's
come
rough.
on, Carol.
Hey, you gotta have standards.
Are you telling me there's standards?
I have standards. And this touch me, you guys crack me up. I mean, I'm just one of those people. I don't want just anybody touching me.
Well, Carol, we only do it because we know that.
Yeah, I mean, there's a reason why you should realize this. Anytime people have certain hang-ups, there's a reason why. But sometimes they don't care to discuss that with everybody.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not
there could be
everybody's
things in your
business.
past
Maybe
that-
there's something in my past. So. So to me, sometimes it's not a joke.
Yeah.
I mean, I went to a client the other day, and she kissed the hairdresser on the cheek and she felt me stiff, and then she goes, "Oh, I forgot. You don't like to." No, I don't like to be hugged. No, I really don't.
Yeah, people have bad experiences in their lives, and when you do certain things, it brings those horrible memories and moments back, and it's devastating to some people. I was listening to a couple of late. In fact, I was on the show last night with Honey, in Honey's Closet, and the two hosts were talking about certain things and sharing some of their life experiences. some of it was before they went on the air, and I was just like sitting there looking at them with like, really? That kind of stuff really goes on? And I guess I don't know, my life coming up, I didn't experience any of those kind of situations that they were explaining. And I just went, oh my God. People actually do some really crazy stuff. You know, it's devastating to hear of some of the things that some people have gone through in their life. You know, one story they were telling, well, this young lady, her mom was married to her dad, and the dad raped her, the daughter, and the son. And I went, wow. I know that happens, but when you hear someone testify in a way that they were explaining it, and then the mother turned on the daughter and say, I'm sorry I had you. That's like mind-blowing to me.
Is that case where they killed the little girl?
No.
Remember that one last year? The mother, I don't know if it was her cousin and friend came over. They had been doing this and giving her meth and that, but they literally slaughtered her.
That's crazy.
And people at school, you know, it's like the case right now going on with the little boy. And the social workers are being brought up on charges, too. I mean, this little boy was tortured. He was literally tortured. When he was brought to the hospital, there was cat litter inside his stomach. There were BB. Oh, this is the most horrible thing that could ever happen. And her boyfriend, it was here in Lancaster, I believe. It was about 3-4. And they're just in court now. And the father, well, he wasn't the father, he was the boyfriend. He goes, well, he acted gay. He acted gay? What does that have to do with you guys doing what you did to him? I mean, the social workers are going to prison over it if they get charged because they ignored this. They said this was probably one of the people have left the courtroom that are there. They tell people, if you don't have the stomach, do not stay in this courtroom. What, you know, and then the woman the other day in Atlanta, did you see that? Was it Atlanta where she took her 2 little boys, put them in an oven?
Put them in the oven?
Put them in an oven. And then she killed them, calls the ex, I don't think they're together, and tell them, your sons are dead. Now the family's like, well, you know, she has mental, well, I guess anybody have mental problems, you put your kid in the oven, but the fact is she killed her kids. Put her in the damn oven now. But you see a lot of this lately with killing. If you don't want your kid, give them up.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, don't have them. Like they say, drug dealers should have to be sterilized. I mean, drug addicts. Because they bring these kids. So I used to watch a little girl, because I used to watch kids for people, and the mother was a heroin addict. And it was sad, because this little girl was born addicted, basically. And she would start to bang her head on the walls and that. And it was very sad. I don't get people sometimes. I don't know why they have kids. If you don't want a kid, don't have one. But a lot of them, they say do it because they want a welfare check or food stamps.
Yeah, some people should never have kids. You know, if you don't have the commitment and not willing to accept the responsibility to give birth to a child, that's man or woman. If you're not going to be there, then it's probably not a good idea. You know, if you're not going to be a good parent and protect that child from all evil, then you probably shouldn't be a parent. You ever meet people that are like 40, 50 years old, they've never been married, never had kids, and they seem very normal, you know? And you ask them, you know, why didn't you ever get married or have kids? I didn't want to. And that's about as deep as I'll, probe into a situation like that. Because I respect their privacy, and they probably have their own reasons for not having that kind of relationship. And you have to respect that.
Well, you see more and more of that where people don't want kids. My nephew, they don't want children. They have animals and that, but they do not want children.
Yeah.
I think because a lot of things that's going on in the world and things they see, they don't want children.
Yeah.
And you do see a lot of that now.
Exactly.
And then some of us are just real selfish and like our lives the way we like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you don't have children, Laura?
No, ma'am. Mm-mm.
Yeah. See, you see more and more of that where young people they don't want children.
That's because Laura's just too damn picky for a guy.
I used to love being around little kids, but I don't think I have the patience I used to have.
Yeah, mine is patience as well. I was a Girl Scout leader for many years, Lee, in New York City. And, yeah, glad to see them come, glad to see them go. Let me have my life back. So there you go.
Now, some people would call that selfish.
It is. But rather than not treat a child well or be able to be emotionally available to the child or give them the time that he or she needs, why have a child?
I agree with you.
You know, I know what my capacity is. My capacity for loving a child or giving to a child begins and ends with my nieces and nephews and the girls that I mentored as a Girl Scout leader. That was it. I was fine with that. I was very fulfilled.
Well, you got to know your limitations, you know, and respect that. Say, no, I just can't, I don't have the capacity to do that.
I don't think I have the patience to chase them around. I babysat once for a friend of mine, and it's really tough when they're real little kids.
Yeah.
I mean, I was going to watch Bella and them the other night, but I've watched Bella before, and
Yeah.
she's real easy for me to watch. And I think Max is pretty well behaved. But a lot of little kids, you know, they're so young and they're not well behaved.
And they're all different, you know.
You know, they want to get your cat and pull it by its tail. It's like, oh, no, don't pull my cat. That's my child.
Yeah, you might be in trouble there.
Yeah, you would
No
be in
doubt.
trouble.
No doubt.
Those are I take care of them.
Your babies.
Yeah, they all had baths this morning.
Yeah. You gave a cat a bath?
I don't give them water baths. I give them waterless baths. I have these sprays and yeah.
Oh, okay.
They like that?
They do, because then they're all handsome
I'd
looking.
scratch you if you pulled that shit out on me.
I thought little man, though, when Lee was over the other day, he was getting kind of friendly to Lee, and I thought,
Yeah, we get along.
I started telling him, well, lay down and let's see if he humps you. Cats don't usually do that.
Yeah, that's
Everybody,
rare.
people can't
Yeah.
believe my cat does that.
Yeah, that's
But
what
they
we're
say he's not doing it because he's nasty. He's claiming dominance of anybody
Yeah.
that comes in the
territory,
house.
yep. So I'm the big cat up in here.
But, well, actually, Fat Boy is, but Fat Boy controls them. If he wants your food, he just has to look at you and they walk away from their food. So I have to move Fat Boy when he does that because it's not right. He just gives them a look and they're gone. And Fat Boy's pretty big.
Yeah.
He's a big boy.
You know, you were saying what Laura said about children and being a, Girl Scout leader and things of that nature. And, I think nothing wrong with that. I think it's being really brutally and totally cleansing honesty. And you should embrace that because some people have not, unfortunately. And whether they're around children or have children and don't have the capacity for that, the child is the one that loses out. You don't have the capacity to love, to care, to nurture. And not saying
Absolutely.
that, certain people can't do that, but I think once again, if you know that you have limitations or you're satisfied with being an aunt or being an uncle or being a godmother, something like that along those lines from the standpoint of being in a child's life from that role, then, you embrace it. And that should be more understandable because I think once again, it's just being honest.
It's interesting, and I've said it before, that you can get a degree in just about anything, but nobody offers any classes really for parenting.
That's right.
It's
Instruction manual either.
It's what?
Instruction manual either.
Well, yeah.
You don't get one of them.
So, Laura, if there was a class for parenting, would you take it?
no, I'm not interested in being a parent. It's a waste of money. Waste of my time.
Do you think?
I don't want to
There
be
you
a
go.
parent.
Do you think that should be offered?
Oh, absolutely. I actually think people should be licensed, have to go through a class and be licensed to have children. Because there's so many people who, if they were driving a car, they would have killed us all by now. You know, they're just dangerous people.
Yeah.
They shouldn't have kids. No.
Why is it? Do you think that's not offered?
I think people just like sex. They get pregnant by accident. Or
Yeah,
not
I
by
mean,
accident.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have sex and all that. I'm just saying that when you decide that you want to be a parent, go get some education. Because some people jump in the pool and they can't swim.
This is true.
They don't know
But I
they
think
can't swim.
I think a lot of people have children
Uncle Boogie.
via accident. I don't think they're planning to have children.
Yeah, my second one was an accident.
Yeah.
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 And I swear my younger brother
How is
was
that?
an accident. My parents
What do you
would
mean
tell
it was an
that, but
accident?
I swear he was.
I
You
wasn't
planned the
trying to
first
have
one? Yeah.
I wasn't planning to, because mine are only like 10 and a half, 11 months apart. So it was an accident.
Mm-hmm.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah, it
That
was.
was entrapment.
I didn't want to. I was married.
Yeah, but
I was married as a teenager.
so the second one, neither one of you were using any kind of birth control, right?
Well, sometimes condoms can get holes in them.
Uh,
Since you wanted to get so personal.
Who's that growling? Was that you, Chris?
Look at how, like they're little kids. That, you know they can rip.
I ain't never had one like that, but okay.
Well, they can do that. Condoms aren't 100% proof, safe. Lee looked like he wanted to throw up.
I think that
Lee,
sounds like
has
some
that been your
bovine.
experience? Condoms breaking?
Equine and canine.
Exactly, all kind of nine. I've never experienced that. No,
Okay.
Sounds like horse
but
and
I
shit.
can't say that I've been a large scale user of condoms either.
Wait a minute, you say you haven't used condoms either?
No, I have, but not the majority of the time. No. And that's because my sexual partners have been with people that I knew and that were in a relationship with.
Well, what has that got to do with you not protecting yourself with a condom?
Well, I mean, if you have unprotected sex, in my mind at least, you got to understand that the woman could get pregnant. In the heat of the moment, I get all that. But there's a big chance, especially, if you're 60, 70 years old, you probably don't have to worry about that. But those weird things happen as well. But I'm just saying, if you're 20 years old, 18, 19, 20, 25, 30, 35, nowadays, 50, you might want to be cautious as well. Because what was it? Janet Jackson was 50, right?
Yeah,
Right.
51.
51?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Damn.
Charlie
Well,
Chaplin was 80-something when he had his last child.
Well, but how old was the woman?
Well, she was earlier in life. I mean, she was much younger than he was.
Well,
But the point is, do you really want to have a child at 81, Lee? Do you really want to?
No, I don't. Because you're not going to live to see much and
Right.
and really be an active part of that child's life. At 81, giving, birth to someone, you probably won't see that kid when the kid is 5. And then if you are lucky enough, are you going to be in any kind of physical condition to be able to go out and play ball or, do anything like that physically? No, you're going to be sitting in a wheelchair saying,
That's why it depends on great grandchildren.
exactly.
But Lee, that was part of your experience growing up, right?
Yeah, my dad was 30 years older than my mom. So he died when I was 13. I think he was 73. And he broke both of his hips in a hurricane. So
Wow.
my experience with my dad was a man on crutches, walking cane, and wheelchair. We had great conversations, but I don't remember playing ball with my dad because he couldn't. He might have been able to sit in the chair and toss the ball, but
It's
that might have been
overrated.
difficult too.
It's overrated.
What's overrated?
Tossing the ball with your dad?
Playing ball with your dad. I played ball with both of my sons. Let me put it like this. I'm 65. My oldest son is 49. He'll be 50 later on this month. My youngest son is 47. He'll be 48 in December. I know what it is to run and play and jump and kick and do everything with the children. And as the years grew by, there were grandchildren that I could still run and play and kick. But one thing about it, when you are a parent that young, you never let them win nothing. You never let them win nothing. And then when the grandkids became of age, and I was unable to keep up with them, they started winning.
Yeah.
They never let me win nothing.
Payback.
And all I could do was sit there and
boy.
shake my head. Yeah, that's how it's done.
Yeah. Yeah. That's funny.
Wow. My dad used to cheat when he played basketball with my brothers. He used to pull them off of they're going up for a layup, a jump shot, and he would pull them down.
That's right. Pull the pants down.
Yeah.
You know?
Right. You're supposed to do that.
Yeah. Grab that shirt and hold
that's
him.
the rule.
You-
Okay.
Yeah.
No, that's a lesson. You teach them that age and treachery will overcome youth and exuberance. Every time.
That's right. Give him a good elbow in the ribs.
Oh God.
Oh,
Take the
yeah.
air out of them. They ain't
Those are
gonna
life
win like that.
lessons.
But you know, it's a part of life lessons because that's what they're going to experience when they get out there in the real world. And people are not going to
That's
be
right.
nice to you. They're not going to give you a break. They see you going up for a jump shot, they're going to try to take your legs out, break your arm. So you might as well get it, from the beginning so that you know what to anticipate in life. You know?
Yeah, they say when they play at Venice Beach, you don't want to play there.
No.
I heard they're really rough.
Yeah, that's straight up street ball.
Yeah, that ain't nothing but a pickup game, street
Yeah.
game,
Mm-hmm. Street ball at the beach.
street ball at the beach. And you can engage in some football if you're nutty enough, but basketball, I used to ride my bike up and down Lakeshore Drive and stop off and pick up game here and there and keep riding. But
Go to the next one.
go to the next one.
Yeah.
That's right.
No, light a joint and go to the next one. There you
Oh
go.
well.
TMI.
Yeah. Is that
Oh,
part of
man.
the child
Well, you know, you mentioned about-
manual with joints?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not easy being a parent. You got a lot of things you have to put into consideration. You got to know when to be tough love, when to be more laid back, more passionate or compassionate about situations. You're constantly adjusting that temperature. It's not easy.
Yeah. It ain't easy being greasy, I'm telling you.
What?
What were you saying, Chris?
That was Alpha.
Oh, was that full? Okay, I thought Chris was jumping in.
No. It ain't
Did we lose
easy
Chris?
being greasy.
No, he's still connected.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was when you talk about elbows to the ribs and playing basketball and competitiveness, my grandfather on my mom's side was like that. Now he wasn't physical because he was being a grandfather, of course, in the '70s, but we played checkers. And I'm sorry he didn't get into like a checkers club because he was really that good. And so when I was coming up, we would play checkers, and I did not win not one game
Never.
at all.
There you go. There you
And
go.
he just beat the living crap out of me. So I would tell him once about frustration, why won't you let me win? His response was the following: shit, I'm trying to win, not you. I'm trying to beat you. Which he did, but he
Yeah.
taught me a lesson. You
gotta
you
try
have
a
to
little
earn
harder.
it.
You got to try
Exactly
harder.
right.
Exactly.
Step up your
exactly.
game.
That's what It's like you got to bring it.
And as we used to say in football practice and in basketball practice, the competition, it does not rest.
Mm-hmm.
That's so true.
Yeah, board games now, electronic games, it really pumps up that competitive spirit in people. But the what's missing in that, I think, is the physical aspect of it. You can be real competitive on a video game and all that, but you're sitting on your fat ass eating popcorn and Doritos
There you
and
go.
shit, and drinking Kool-Aid. And what are kids drinking nowadays? What is the drink of choice of the young,
Them
young
energy
people?
drinks or something like that. I guess. I don't know.
Energy, yeah.
Those are so dangerous.
Yeah. I almost killed myself drinking strong coffee. I was trying to make it from Maryland to South Florida in one drive without stopping. And I was in South Carolina, and I was like nodding out, right? I said, "Oh shit, man, I gotta get something here." So I stopped at a gas station and got a big tall cup of coffee, strong. Said, "Give me your high octane coffee." And then I got one of those 5-hour deals. Man, I didn't know whether I was going to shit or go blind. I was so wired up. And I
Both
stopped.
simultaneously.
Yeah, I was wired up, man. I was like, my heart was racing, and I had a cat in the car with me. And she was nervous. She'd never really been in a car on a long ride like that. She was going under the seat, up in the window, in the back window, the front window. She was driving me crazy. So I said, I got to stop. Because now I'm all nervous. I mean, I was just like a ball of energy. So I went to this motel along the way there and got a room. I couldn't sleep. I'd lay down and I felt like the bed was spinning, jumping up and down. The cat was crazy.
You were jacked up, doctor.
Oh,
Yeah.
man. So I spent about 5 hours in this room trying to relax and never got a second of sleep.
Jeez.
So I jumped back up, threw the bag back in the car, and me and the cat, we got back on the road. But I'll never, ever do that again. My body I can't handle it. What is those other things? Sound like a little silver, blue, and red can.
Red Bull?
Red Bull.
Red Bull, yeah.
Do they kind of work the same way?
Yep.
I've never tried a Red Bull.
And I've stayed away from them.
Mm-hmm.
All of the energy drinks, and little did I know, back in the day I was drinking Mountain Dew, which is close, but
Yeah.
not to the energy drink.
Doesn't have the caffeine in it, does it? Just
all the Mountain Dew
high
was
sugar.
just-
Yeah, sugar
Mountain
rush.
Dew just flowed.
Now, my assistant at UBM, Chris, Lisa, she had a Red Bull every day before
Oh,
work,
yeah, I remember
on
that.
the way to
You sure
work.
did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think she might have had a couple of them during the course of the day as well.
Well, she did that and smoked.
Right.
So she was always on tens.
Yeah, no question. Her volume was loud.
And
Yeah,
those
she was-
energy drinks have the same highs and lows as cocaine. So I didn't do energy drinks, but I quit doing cocaine. Damn.
Yeah.
You out there driving
you
the
know,
bread-
You're right.
Bread truck
what?
doing lines.
Let me put it like this. I was off on Wednesdays and Sundays.
Uh-huh.
Tuesday night and Saturday night, it was all-nighters
Game on.
for a short period of time. And then all of a sudden, I found myself leaving home, going to work with it in my pocket and pulling over to the side to do a line. And I said, wait a minute. This has got to stop. This said, no. And I quit. Just
That was
like
smart.
that, I quit.
Yeah.
good that you did that.
I'm surprised you ever got busted. Like,
Yeah.
it's,
We had
hey,
to-
hey, Alpha, what you snorting? Is that cocaine? No, this is the flour we use for the bread.
Well, then too, Chris. Back then, I had to. If you had an accident on the job, you had to drop a sample.
Mm.
So
Right.
I'm saying to myself, well, I've been on this damn job for 25 years. I'm gonna risk dropping hot. I quit. I both cocaine and marijuana. I quit both. Just, I mean,
Yeah,
in a
well,
matter of
smart.
a day. Then I was counting the days so that it could get out of my system. And I'm like, no, that marijuana gonna be in all this fat for a while.
You gotta drink a lot of water and exercise and do all kind of stuff. to flush
yeah,
it.
yeah. Well, I got it out of my system, and I had to go take a Department of Transportation physical, and they wanted me to drop.
Mm.
And I dropped, and I was clean. And I'm like, okay, well, I ain't got to worry about doing that no more. And I quit smoking about the same time, too. So,
Did you cold turkey smoking?
yes.
Yeah, I did
Same
too.
with marijuana.
Mhm.
Same with marijuana, and definitely the same with that other stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, just quit.
Well, it's good that you were able to do that. I cold turkey on smoking.
But I
Last
can't do it
cigarette
with
I had
food.
was in 1981.
I can't do it with food. Tell me what's up.
You might have to get your jaws wired.
No, that's out. I talk too much.
Alpha logs in and goes, Who is that?
I
Is
talk,
that you, Alpha?
I talk too damn much.
My jaws wired.
All of that lipoban and gastro bypass. All no.
Lap dance surgery.
Yeah. Well, lap dance surgery is different. Yeah,
Yes, it
that's
is.
different.
Slightly.
Wait a minute, Chris.
I'll
you
take the
just
lap
say
dance
lap
surgery. I'll take
dance
that.
Laura, Laura, go over to Chris. He'll show you what it is.
No. See that? No. See that's no. We were having a nice conversation. A nice conversation until you had a flashback to cocaine, and that's when the conversation started to go
went
awry. So
downhill.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, thank you, Alpha. No, thank you.
Laura, you act like you don't want to. Come on.
Oh, I don't.
Mm.
It's not an act.
Y'all are tripping.
This ain't about having no kids, Laura. This is just,
Recreational
That's right
sex.
Oh, love it.
recreation.
Yeah, no commitment, just, boom shakalaka.
Hey. But not
yeah,
with
but not
this.
with me. I mean, I
Yeah.
recommend
Oh.
anybody having sex. Nothing wrong with that. But you can go.
Chris,
that's what happens.
Chris, you got to learn to just not to talk at certain times. I was setting this thing up for you.
I
And then
don't want you to set it up.
and then you keep throwing a monkey
There's
wrench in
nothing
the
to
damn
set
game.
up.
There's really nothing to set up. Wait.
It's not going to happen. Okay. Well, watch this. I mean, for the record, for the cheap seats, Laura,
Yes.
are you there, Laura?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, great. You want nothing to do with me, or anything sexual. Am I correct? Am I right, wrong, or right?
That's
You are
not the way
correct.
you. No.
Listen to this, Lee. I gotta break the whole shit up.
No.
Laura,
That's
Laura,
not
answer
the way
question.
you approach that. You're
No,
making,
answer the
you're
question.
making
I'm
it
proving my
easy.
point. Watch
No,
this.
that.
First of all, she's going to say no in a public forum like this. Otherwise,
She
she's gonna
says no
sound-
anywhere.
Pretty much. No.
It doesn't matter.
See, Lee, you got him all worked up now. You
No. See, you know what? No, go back and have an acid flashback, Alpha. Go
You
back
know
before
what?
to be
You know
quiet.
what? I resign. Okay, I'm giving up my job as Cupid because you,
Thank you.
Mr. Bass, is the most difficult. In fact, if I had a bag of arrows, I'd shoot you in your ass with all of them, and it probably still wouldn't do anything.
You're wasting arrows on this situation.
But you got to learn to just be quiet sometime and change your approach.
Okay.
The
I'm
approach.
gonna put this to rest. I'm gonna pray for y'all. Okay.
Gee whiz.
No, but
Who's on the dirty
here's
line?
the thing.
It's me.
Now, why are you calling
Hey,
the
Frankie.
phone, Frankie? You know better.
Say hello. And,
You know better. You're going to get a
I
spanking.
haven't laughed in I don't know, since
Papa's
Friday.
going to spank you, Frankie, for calling on the dirty line.
Oh, that's lovely. I'm looking forward to that.
See? Oh, yes, it's 11:47, and the end of the show is coming up, and here we go, folks.
Frankie,
doing,
how you
Frankie?
You're talking about shooting arrows at Chris Bates' ass, so hey. you
Yeah,
know.
I'm Cupid. I'm trying to get him and Laura together,
You're
and he's
not
making my
Cupid.
job
Get over
difficult.
that. No, you're not Cupid.
Thank you.
No.
Thank you, Frankie. Good Lord. Man.
No.
What do you mean, no?
End of discussion. You're sounding like Trump, so stop it.
Damn, that'll shut me up.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Oh wow! Why don't you just poke me in the eye with a raw stick?
Yeah, go out
Right
and
on.
break one up
Okay.
off the tree and just jam it in his ass.
Really?
Okay.
I'm done.
right.
I am officially resigning as Cupid. I am no longer
Amen to that.
doing that job. I'm done.
Yep.
So all you lonely hearts out there, too bad.
Mm.
Call another Cupid. I'm out of business.
All right.
I'm done. You took the spirit out of me.
Wow. Really?
I used to be a loving, caring, kind of guy that wanted to bring everybody together. To hell with you.
Ooh.
Well, Laura will do that for you. She can do that to you.
Whoa. Slow your roll.
You want to be lonely for the rest of your life? You got it.
Oh, my Lord.
You sound like Trump.
See what you
I
did,
don't
Laura?
sound
You
like
took the
Trump.
spirit out of Cupid.
I think your back was turned
whatever.
and Chris
Stop
just
whining.
swung on.
You did it,
Stop
Mr.
whining.
Bass. I had it all set up.
Who,
And then-
me? Me?
And then you put both of your feet in your mouth. By giving her an easy out, you told her what to say. You don't do that. See, I'm gonna have to take you to pimp school because your pimp ain't happening.
School?
Laura,
Oh,
I'm not
Jesus
talking to you. Just be
That
quiet.
was
Just be
Frankie.
quiet. Oh, was that Frankie?
That was Frankie.
Oh, okay. Both of y'all are in the high pitch area right now. You're pitching.
What the hell?
I'm turning over my
man?
Cupid arrow, bow and arrow to Carol. Carol, you got it.
Carol, are you there?
She's not paying any
I'm
attention.
here.
Okay.
She's here.
So you're gonna do the
Quiet.
job or not?
No, I'm not. I know they don't like each other that way. They're friends. That'd be like somebody trying to match me and you up. Ugh.
There you go.
Oh,
Carol
you be
just
quiet.
burped on this program.
She threw up.
No, I threw up.
Yeah.
Right. A vomit and a burp is the verb.
No, I'm just saying I don't. We're just friends. I think
Right.
we're good friends at times. Other times I don't know because I'll invite him to dinner, and he just don't show up.
I'm a working man.
No, he'll go next door to the neighbors or
That one
Josefa,
time, will you
or
stop it?
Josefa decides she's going to cook.
Will you just stop it? That happened one
See?
time.
It's a
Come
few
on,
times.
Cupid. Carol offered you
Yeah,
a dinner,
Cupid.
and Cupid doesn't want to go to dinner. Come on, Cupid, get with it.
Come on, Cupid.
Yeah, Cupid.
Draw back your butt.
That's how I deal with him.
Ooh,
Just turn him
cut
off.
him off. Did you mute him?
That's it. And you're
God.
next. You say one more damn thing and you're out too.
Carol, leave forever.
Did you mute me?
I'm on my way. You're
Oh,
next.
You're mean.
Chris, Alfo, and Laura have been muted.
When did Alpha get muted?
No, he's on the same line with Chris, so he's down.
Oh, boy.
Chris,
That's
so you
right.
muted?
That's right.
I guess.
I control the horizontal and the vertical.
I can hear Chris. I can hear.
I just brought you
Alpha.
back, but if you
Oh,
better
okay.
be a good girl.
So if I say
I'll make you go to your room.
Carol and leave forever,
Oh,
This sounds like
I'm
this
muted.
sound like some Donald
Yes.
Trump stuff.
Yes,
it is.
that's
See,
fake
I told
news.
you. I proved
This
my
is Donald
point.
Trump stuff here.
Oh gosh.
Y'all are despicable today.
Oh, now we just
So you muted me?
No, you're up. But if you get off base, I'm gonna mute you too. And how's the fire doing up there in Northern Cal?
burn, baby, burn. That's how it's
We are?
going.
Nah.
Has it died down?
We've been despicable since the day we were born.
Well, that's one thing. But what's happening with the fire? Frankie? Oh. Oh, what the hell was that? Frankie dropped the line? Ooh, that was piercing. Laura, are you still there?
I'm here.
Oh, Frankie must have
I'm
dropped the
here.
line for some reason. I was trying to get
Uh-huh.
some information on the fire up there in Northern California. Maybe she'll call
They
back.
said they said they had about 68% contained,
Oh, that's
but it
good.
was fires breaking out in other parts of the state.
Hmm.
I think somebody's setting these fires.
Absolutely.
I think it's a Trumpster setting these fires.
Yo, I tell you what, they better stop because the country is going to run out of money taking care of all of these emergencies.
It's too late for that. That's what made Trump's comment about Puerto Rico and about their debt. And we can't keep giving, we can't just rebuild. And you're doing it in Texas, you're doing it in Florida, but we are, 20 trillion, 21 trillion in debt? But all of a sudden you're worried about the 9 billion in debt that Puerto Rico is under?
Hmm.
And then somebody's going to say he's not a racist?
Well,
Yeah, point.
listen, Trump is a self-serving pig. He hopes that the people in Puerto Rico, the Virgin Islands, Cuba, all down in there, suffer, and then they have no way of bailing themselves out. Then he'll send some of his cronies down there to make money off of it. They will begin to buy up some of the land and start building, recreational places, casinos, resorts, banks, high-rise condos, the whole nine. Yeah, I know I'm sounding kind of cynical, but that's what he's done. Look
you
at his
hear me
past.
now?
I can hear you.
Okay. Sorry, my phone died.
Ah, that's what that was.
Yeah, and the fires are a lot better. The smoke is still caca, but the fires are pretty much, they're 70% contained in at least 3 of them at this point.
Wow.
But Frankie, they say that others are cropping up. There's somebody starting other fires, or
Yeah, there was a fire in Sausalito and a fire in Mill Valley.
Really?
There's a fire in
Sausalito
Uh-huh,
and Mill Valley? Those are pretty close
Uh-huh.
together.
uh-huh. I think a lot of this is arsonists.
Yeah. Now, have there been homes affected in Sausalito and
No homes affected in Sausalito nor in Mill Valley.
that's not much, forestry in either one of those towns, as I remember.
Yeah. But it
'Cause
was
I lived
pretty
in Mill
bad. They had
Valley.
to shut down 101,
Mhm.
southbound 101.
Yep. Wow. I hadn't heard about that.
Yeah, it's getting kind of scary out there. I think that
Yeah. And you're in between the one up north and now the ones in the south.
yeah, I'm in the middle of all of it.
Yeah.
It's really great.
Yeah, I think they'll get those two in the south taken care of real quickly because there's a lot of money down there.
Yeah.
you know what, Lee? I always hear about how bad traffic is
Mm-hmm.
in Los Angeles and in California.
Mm-hmm.
How do you compare that traffic to the Chicago traffic?
It's Chicago traffic on steroids, meaning that
Okay.
we have more bumper to bumper traffic here
Okay.
than
So-
for longer periods of time.
With that type of congestion, with that
Yep.
population, and I understand the population aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
How feasible is it to have a speed train, rapid transit, and of that nature?
Well,
We have train now.
Speed
You-
train.
you got a little better train system in Northern California than you do here in Southern Cal. They're still
Yeah, we
building.
just spent like $1 million something into redoing our train system, but
Mhm.
it got cut. But we got cut back because of Trump doing whatever he did. Like when
Yeah.
he was in office, he did something where we couldn't get the funding anymore.
Yeah,
Well,
your system is
these-
called BART, BART, right?
Right.
Yeah, BART, but no, we have a new system that they built in for Marin County. It's awesome. And it's not like a bullet, like in Japan they have bullet trains.
Right,
Alpha.
High
They're
speed.
pretty awesome. They're just so fast.
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
That's what
they
I'm
don't-
talking about. The bullet trains. How
Yeah, they don't
feasible
have-
is,
Well,
how
you know
feasible
what?
is that to do that across the state?
Well, they've been talking about that, and there's allegedly something like that in the works, but it's not happening yet. There was supposed to be one that goes from Northern Cal to Southern Cal, high speed, but as far as I know, it's still in the planning and trying to find the budget for it. I believe that's
Well, I
the
don't think
status.
they're going to do a bullet train, though.
No,
they're
I think
doing
they were talking about that originally, but then
Right.
for some reason they backed off of the high speed bullet type.
Yep. Yep.
And it may be just because of the terrain and
It is.
I mean, can you
because-
imagine having a major earthquake and you're on a bullet plane
Oh,
on a
yeah.
train?
No, it's
Well, it's that.
Japan doesn't have a lot of terrain. It's a lot of flatlands.
Right.
So they have bullet
What
trains
about-
everywhere. We
what
don't
about
have a lot of
France?
flatlands.
No, we
France has bullet trains in Germany, and there are a lot of other countries in Europe that have
Sure.
bullet trains. And
Yep.
it seems that, California had like a $26.4 billion deficit. And then Jerry Brown went into office. He raised the taxes on the rich, and he did all kind of other things, and now they have a surplus.
Right. And now we're about to sell marijuana for recreational purposes. So,
I'm moving
you know.
to
Yeah, we are all
California.
going to need marijuana soon. Are you kidding me? Jesus Christ. After everything that's gone on, we all need
Yeah.
to get high.
That's right. Mellow out.
I've
Take
never
it
been
easy.
high.
I'd like to see Trump take a couple of tokes and see what happens with him.
No, I just like to see him take one, just one for the gipper. Right
I
between the eyes.
I agree, Alpha.
And with that nasty comment, I'm going to leave us.
Yeah, you better get out of here.
I love you, Alpha.
We love,
Love
you more.
all. Take care.
Laura Rice, Little Frankie, Alfo, Chris Bass, and yes, Carol. Thank you for being a part of the show today, guys, and thank you to all the viewers and listeners. Don't forget to share it out to all your friends and people that follow you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and all of the social media platforms. Thank you. We'll be back tomorrow, 10 a.m. Pacific time, for another edition of the Lee Michaels Show. And remember, you ain't got a thing if you ain't got that swing. Bop shua, bop shua, bop shua.